I think what photographers don't realize is that at the end of the day, photography is subjective. I realized everything that I was doing was becoming the brand. There's so many ways to skin a cat, but I didn't shoot more when I needed more money. I created things around me. And this was in the early stage. This was before I was even who I am now.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of Convos with Bishop. My name is Bishop, and I have a very, very, very paramount and very just a person who is in the creative space. One of my best friends as well, too. I've known him for how long? I've known you? It's been like what? It's been like what? Almost 10 years. 10. Yeah, because I know you from Live. And then, we had our friendship, I think, around 2017, 2018. I remember Millicento back in the days.
Yeah.
Man, one of definitely the most renowned creatives here in South Florida. About to take his talents to the West Coast as well. My man, Mr. Ronald Wayne.
What's good, my brother?
How are you?
Good, man.
Good, man. Good. So, do you remember the last time we actually had a conversation? It was literally 7 years ago.
Seriously?
Yeah, about that. When I used to live in Latitude.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's been a minute, bro.
Yeah, man. Listen, I know. How you feeling, by the way? By the way, if I can ask you, from a scale of 1 to 10, you cannot use 7. How you feeling right now?
I'll say 8. 8? I'll say 8. I feel good. Yeah, I feel good. Yeah.
Good. I mean, you gotta feel good when you're about to move to a whole new city.
Yeah.
You've been there before, but you're actually gonna be living there, you know?
Yeah.
But before then, I mean, listen, we can just get right into it because people know you as the photographer, videographer, you know what I'm saying? The LUT, extraordinaire, you know what I'm saying? Yo, listen, I've used his colors and his LUTs for my podcast so many times. It'd be crazy. But now, you've been traveling a lot. You've been really, really expanding your brand outside of the photo and also video space, and becoming a brand, which is that's the name of we're gonna get there in a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I guess my question to you, man, is that a lot of people, creatives, entrepreneurs, business people, they come here to Miami, and obviously you've been here. You've been raised here, honestly, right? In South Florida, right?
Born and raised.
But now it's you're going to be transitioning outside of Miami too. Why?
The biggest thing, man, was just expansion. Just building something bigger than myself, and I kind of been doing this the whole time, subconsciously, not realizing it. When I first started, I shot everything. I think when you first start off, you're trying to figure out what you're good at, right? So when I first started, I shot, I did weddings, I did headshots, I did all these things. And so over time, I kind of figured out what was drawn towards me. And then that was, finding my niche. And then that's when I got into swimwear. But after a while, after doing that, I realized it was just more to it than just taking the photos. I wanted to be the main character, you know what I mean? And so that's when I started even launching the clothing brand. And so for me, the move to LA is to be able to dive in on all the pillars that I have. So, the clothing brand, the YouTube, and the personal brand.
I guess my question to you is that people come here and, you've been wildly successful here, in South Florida. Super proud of you as your best friend. You know what I'm saying? Also transitioning as well too, to a new space. But when you realize that, what, it's time to move. It's time to to move on to bigger and better things. What was that moment? Were you at a shoot? Were you taking care of a client? Were you on YouTube? Making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. You know what I'm saying?
I'll definitely say. To be honest with you, it had to do with the struggle. You know what I mean? That's when I realized, me wanting to move had to do with the struggle of my journey. You know what I mean? And so not just financially, but mentally, everything that I've been doing. So when I look at this move to LA, I look at the journey, and I look at YouTube had a big part to do with that. You know what I'm saying? And so leveraging my YouTube channel gave me the freedom to be able to even think about doing these things. You know what I mean? So it had a lot to do with that as well.
Yeah. So talk to me about the struggles then, because obviously, with, great things that happen, other things can happen too, as far as like, the downs and also like the trials and tribulations. So what exactly was like actually happening when you talk about the struggles? Because that's
the struggles, man. I mean, the struggles, look, you're not going to be booked all the time, right? That's the main thing. Everybody wants more clients. Everybody wants to be booked more, and you're just not. And so that's when it all really started, even in the beginning, right? Like, a lot of people, when they struggle in the creative space, they shoot more, and you can get yourself out of a struggle, and that's cool. But like, what I was doing subconsciously, not realizing, was I was literally building a brand. I was becoming the brand, which is why I call my program Becoming the Brand. So like, the first thing I ever did was start the clothing brand. I started paid bookings only, not as not even for the clothing brand. It was kind of just to demand respect as a creative, because most creatives aren't respected. So I had this in my bio for a while. Started that. Then from there, I started let's talk about the YouTube channel. I started a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
And that was by accident, because initially when I did the YouTube, I just wanted to show people a higher quality of the stuff that I was posting, because Instagram compressed all your stuff. So I just was building a catalog.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't even know any better at this time.
Yeah.
I was just building a catalog of everything. Then that blew up, and then that gave me more leverage to niche down and build authority. So it was a blessing to where I was building authority. I was able to shoot less, make more because of YouTube. And so YouTube helped me, because you're not, going back to what I was saying, you're not gonna be booked all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so then from there, people were asking me about my colors, and then I started creating digital products and stuff like that, and LUTs and stuff like that. And then I realized people were asking me like my process. And so that's when I started showing behind the scenes and stuff like that. So that's when I started leaning heavily on that. But I tell creatives all the time, like, you need multiple streams of income. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of us do have ups and downs, but you have to have another source, another stream of income, but keep it all within the same thing. And so that's what I've been trying to do the whole time.
Yeah. So before we actually get into the whole, like, not necessarily, like, it's not about like having multiple streams of income in like different fields or different like industries. Like, what I'm saying? You can't do photography, then you can do agriculture, and then you can do industrial stuff. You know what I'm saying? You kind of need to keep it under one house. You mentioned that photographers and creatives have a problem with getting respect. Dive into that a little bit more, because do you think that that's actually one of the things that hold creatives back, is trying to gain that respect from clients or from people who want to book them?
Yeah,
talk about
I
that.
think what photographers don't realize is that at the end of the day, photography is subjective, right? And so I think that's, like, once they can figure out photography is subjective, I like to use the example of like Ashton Hall, right? What he has put and built is objective. When we look at Ashton Hall, he is in shape, and like, you're not gonna look at him and say he's not in shape. And so that's where his personal brand comes into play. But as far as the respect thing, it's hard for creatives it's like they're validating themselves with the work. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like, if they're not shooting, then they don't feel like, and I can speak for myself as well, which even helped me build my personal brand, because like, your identity is tied to photography.
Yeah. How many books, how many shoots you can book, how many clients and everything else, like how many hours you're actually busy throughout the day. Because to kind of relate to you, like back in eons ago, I was a photographer at FIU, and I felt like the only way that I was actually validating myself if I was booked all the time. And from sun up to sundown. And that right there, even though I felt like I was making money at the time, it wasn't really fulfilling, because I'm like, I'm like running myself to the freaking ground over here.
Yep.
And it's like, photography is also like subjective as well too. So it's like, that was like 2009, 2010. So like, we're talking about like, the knowledge that we have now, we didn't have it back then. But also too, I think let's dive into a little bit with respect. It's not only respect of what you're talking about, but also having a respect from themselves to really understand where they're at in their journey, when they need to do pro bono work, when they need to actually provide value as well too, and not like charge over the head. You know what I'm saying? Like, making sure that you know when to do work for free to get your exposure out there, and to like, okay, you know what? I have the work, I have the body of work. Now I can charge. I think a lot of photographers, they think that they're just really hungry for the opportunity, so they just take free work all the time. But what happens is, if you lose your respect, you're actually decreasing other people's respect as well too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't want to be the free guy.
Exactly, because
You know
it messes up everybody.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
it goes around, and not pricing yourself correctly.
Yeah.
Like clients that I have now, if you try to undercut them, like they won't even want that. There's a certain standard they want now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so. Yeah, self-respect, it just comes with yourself, knowing what you want, knowing how to price, knowing how to charge, being confident, learning as much as possible to give yourself, more confidence and to be able to charge what you're worth, and then to demand the respect that you want. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, definitely. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure. So one thing about you, I do think that like that's really, really unique about you is that you have implemented the creativeness and also the aesthetic of like how you actually shoot other people. Like you actually implemented that in your brands as well. Paybooks Only and now becoming a brand. You know what I'm saying? So what I want to ask you is that you got a lot going on as it is. We got the YouTubes, we got the photo and videos, we got Paybooks Only as well too. But now it's like, okay, now we got becoming a brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, where exactly did that come from? And like, what exactly does becoming the brand mean to you?
Yeah, so I looked at my business model and what I was doing, where I was at in my life. Like, I realized everything that I was doing was becoming the brand. And going back to what I said before, when most creatives struggle, they shoot more. But like when I struggled, I didn't shoot more, right? There's so many ways to skin a cat, but I didn't shoot more when I needed more money. I created things around me. And this was in the early stage. This was before I was even who I am now. And so going back, like I started a clothing brand around me. And then I started the YouTube channel around me. I got a studio, which I sold, but that was—
Congrats, by the way.
Thank you, bro. That was still around me and my personal brand. And so also like, since I'm in this education space, like I realized like, I pour into all my students. And so I stopped selling my LUTs so much. I just really wanted to give value. But I felt like my community was waiting for something like bigger, because it's just like all these little small products. I went to the Maldives and I made how to charge a client and all these things, but like it wasn't that much purposeful. And I felt like I was doing a disservice, because like what got me to like where I'm at now, like what built the leverage for me to do the things that I do now. And so with the help of ChatGPT,
shout out to ChatGPT.
Shout out to ChatGPT.
Shout out to, you know what I mean? Attached to the hip always, you know what I mean?
I talk to it, I tell it like, my life stories, the things I've been through. And that's what I came up with. Like it gave me an option of like, become the brand, because that's what I've been doing. Yeah. And so now what I'm excited about is now I'm actually building in public, which is something I've never done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and it's not starting over. It's showing you everything that I'm building, all the pillars, all the personal branding, the storytelling, the podcasting. So it's like, become the brand.
Bro, let me tell you, man, this is so powerful, because I'm in a season of like a metamorphosis right now, changing, like had my concierge, but now it's like I'm going full into podcasting, consulting, and, with the media company and everything. Still have my concierge, but like that's in the background now. And I'm using that to be able to, my actions to infuse it and make it better. Even though like, God gives us, God doesn't give us things that we can't handle at the end of the day. But like at times it's like, you get this anxious feeling, because it's like, damn, like, even though like I'm been so successful, now I'm pivoting, it's like I'm starting over again. And it's like, do I want to be able to show that? Because I don't want people to know, because like I'm very vulnerable right now. And it's like, if people are going to laugh at me, like, oh man, he's starting again, he freaking failed. You know what I'm saying? Like, forget that guy. You know what I mean? But there's power in restarting, but then also there's power and vulnerability within that, to show them that like, hey, not everybody's perfect.
Yep.
Like things happen, but you got to be able to be, because I really feel like especially both of us, like we're meant to like be like a not a poster boy. That's not the right word I'm looking for. We're more so of examples to the society as far as like what we're going through, to show people what can and can't be done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can I be brutally honest with you?
Yeah.
I think from the outside looking in, I think the Maldives trip changed you.
It definitely did. It definitely did.
Like
bro.
it, like
Yeah,
for
yeah,
real.
yeah.
I
It
think
definitely
as your best friend, like
Yeah.
I think it completely transformed you
that place is a place that a lot of people will never get a chance to
in their life.
bro.
Like
You know, outside of the plane being surrounded by water, it even though I was working on that trip, it allowed me to slow down. You know, I'd never been skydiving, but I would compare it to that. That's how I felt when I was there, because I knew this was an experience that most people can't experience. And then, like, just I just had to take it in, either spiritually, emotionally. Like, what I'm doing is I'm on the right track. You know what I mean? You know, I shot a spec ad for free.
Yeah.
And then it got me, flown to the Maldives. So, and then I was there. I just built a lot of assets for my program and stuff like that. But it definitely changed me, and it definitely has me like we're not gonna live forever, bro.
Yeah, no fact. We only got one life at the end of the day.
One life. So.
I do think that a lot of creatives, I should say, have this misconception on doing things for free.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be very honest. I would not be in the place where I'm at right now if I just felt like I've always had to get paid.
Yeah.
So talk to me about teaching and also implementing doing things for free, but then also making sure that you put yourself in position to get an ROI.
Yeah, so in the beginning, all creatives watching this, you have to build a portfolio. It's very important. I suggest trying a lot of different things to see what you like, right? Because as you're shooting for free, eventually you're going to want to get paid, but at least for something that you actually like doing. And the only way to figure that out is to shoot everything. And that's what I did. From there, the next step would be, how do we leverage this? I mean, leverage for me is everything,
all
right?
Day.
I don't want to do something I want to get paid one time. I want to get paid multiple times, right? And so from an early start, it's like, okay, let's make this shoot make sense.
Yeah.
It's for my portfolio.
Yeah.
How can we document the process? Can we get a testimonial out of the person that worked with me, so that not only are we leveraging the content, but now we're leveraging the personal brand to get more eyes on our stuff. So, free work will always be there. I still do. I mean, look, spec ad is free work. You know what I mean?
No facts.
But now I'm getting the quality leads that I want, and I can be very selective. But it's a rinse and repeat thing. It's something that creatives are always going to have to do, especially in the beginning.
Did that mindset, and also like for you to understand, like, to put in the work and also put in the value, did that also set you up for like this new becoming a brand, like blueprint?
Yeah, it definitely did. I was doing it all the time. Like I had a phrase back like during the pandemic. It was like I was doing hashtag like more than a photographer.
I remember that.
Yeah, I was doing that a lot. I feel like this is the actual reality, and this is like what I feel like. I feel like 90% of photographers want to do something else.
Okay, hold on. Okay, what does that mean?
Okay, so. And when I say they want to do something else, it's like, and these are for the people that are like full time, I would say.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, because if you're doing it part time, like as soon as you start mixing, getting paid for what you do now, it's like it turns into a job. But you can only work so much, and like there's something else that, at least in my experience, what I've seen, and I've been hearing from a lot of creatives, not that they're giving up on photography, it's something else that they love doing.
Yeah.
But because they only show photography, they're not tapping into their purpose.
Yeah.
And so I preach that a lot. Like I didn't get Serena Williams just off my work. Like if I didn't show who I was doing workouts, that had a lot to do with it. So like
it's the encompassing approach.
It's the encompassing
that
approach.
you have.
You know what I mean?
No, I got you. I got you.
Just building it all together.
Yeah.
Like if you like golfing, show that. You may get a high end golf client now, but you never shown your personality. You know what I mean? So when I say something else, I mean like the things that you actually do when you're not shooting. That's what you really love. That's what you really love doing.
That's what you really need to show off as well, too. What I realize is that there's a million photographers out there. There's a bunch of people that do a lot of things that you are doing, not just photography, but other industries as well, too. But nobody's you.
One of one.
At the end of the day, like out of the 400 trillion sperm cells that was going to the egg, you were that person that actually survived and became born. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to utilize that. I've always preached, especially, with my students in my academy, it's like, yo, like, what is your superpower?
Yeah.
Like, what is something that is so unique to you that you'll be able to stand out from the crowd and be able to, like, be that gift from God, if that makes sense, to other people.
Yeah. Unfair advantage.
Yeah, facts. And your unfair advantage is you, because you're unique.
I think you know your unfair advantage.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. We're not, what's understood does not need to be explained.
I think you know your
Being
unfair
6'11" is what it is. But obviously not everybody has a 6'11", but like, hey, like, maybe
communication.
You're a great communicator, maybe you're in tip-top shape. It's a lot easier to get fucking $1 million than it is to get a six-pack.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah. Wait, say it again?
It's a lot easier for you to get $1 million for you to get
it
than to get a six-pack.
Yeah, they said,
you will find more millionaires than people having a six-pack.
Mm-hmm. And it's gonna be rare. I saw that thing on.
So if you got a six-pack, you already in front of 95% of the world. You're in like the 5 to maybe 6 percentile people who are actually healthy. Mm-hmm. So what are the things that you can actually showcase to be able to separate yourself from the pack?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Before we continue, I actually want to dive into it, because you messed up my brain as far as like every photographer wants to be something outside.
Yeah, we
of
trying to go viral.
Okay, good. Please, fuck it, whatever. We
actually wants to do something else,
bro.
What they really want is freedom. That's what they want.
Yeah,
that's what they really. That's what they really want. That's what I realized I wanted. I thought I wanted more clients. You can't have every client.
No, not at all.
Here's another hot take. I think there's 3 ways to get after it as a creative.
Okay.
So obviously I'm biased towards building a personal brand. The next thing is going to be starting an agency. We see Ford, Wilhelmina, all these agencies, right? Or start a production company.
Okay.
Those are the only three things I think creatives and photographers should be focused on if you're really trying to get to the bag. Personal brand.
Have an agency. And then what's the third one?
Or a production company.
That's it. Okay. I do agree that if whatever company that you have, you need to have some type of media component too. I personally think that everybody should have a podcast, but everybody thinks that not everybody should have mics, but that's neither here nor there. But but at the same time too, I do think that there is a level of connectivity and also conversations that need to have to be able to amplify your brand as well too. Yeah. So with you, you're kind of like me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not my best friend for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, you attract things, you know what I'm saying? Like, things come to you. Mm-hmm. Can you walk me through the time where, like, you stopped chasing gigs and then you fully focus on building the brand? Because I feel like a lot of photographers, they do that. They try to chase the money. They try to undercut people as well, too.
Yeah.
But, like, for me, perfect example. I used to be this person, this entrepreneur, where I always need to hunt. I always need to go after new things and new clients and new that. But now it's like I'm in a state of not hunting, but farming.
Yeah.
Farming to me, I think is the best thing. Mm-hmm. Like, it can be very, very tiring for you to always, every single day. I'm not saying don't hunt. You always got to get, you eat what you kill at the end of the day. But instead of just trying to chase things, right, and trying to hunt things, why don't you just bring back the harvest into your farm and just let it foster there and grow your farm there? Yeah. And then, you get an apple. Okay, great. You get an orange. Okay, cool. You get avocados, but you have everything there. You don't need to go out in the wilderness to always attract those things. So like, walk me through that as far as like when you stopped chasing the gigs and then you went all in on like just focusing on your brand for people to, gravitate towards you.
Yeah, I say it happened like a few years ago, one of my busier months, you know what I mean? And being burnt out, in this game, you're going to have high months, low months. And during those super high months, a few things can happen. You can, really love them or really hate them. And most people, you hate the fact that you're burnt out. You don't have that much time freedom. Mm-hmm. And so during this time, I was like, you know what? I think I need to do something. I didn't know what I was going to do at the time, but I was like, I knew I needed to do something. So at this time, I don't even think I didn't have a coach at this time, but I was like, let me just raise my prices, right? Maybe Gary V.
You think Gary V was the
Gary
one
V said
that put it in your brain?
He's like, I think I pinned it on Pay Bookings Only. He's like, if you're booked and busy and your phone's ringing off the hook, you need to raise your price. I'm getting goosebumps now. That's exactly when it changed for me because I resonated with it. He was like, if you're booked and busy, your phone's ringing off the hook, you need to raise your prices. So that's what I did. And when I did that, it was a little scary, right? Like it was scary just on a confidence level as well, but also like, am I going to get bookings as well? But then I also knew like, if someone booked me, then it would be worth it for me to do that. And then I would essentially get my time back. I'll be working less and making more.
Yeah.
I raised my rates, like at that time, one look was like $900. You know what I mean?
So, as you should.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so what happened during that season, I still got bookings, but I was working less. And then I had to do something with that time. And then that's when I started really diving in, doubling down on the personal brand. So I had to raise my rates first, get my time back. And then with that time, I developed, I started to develop a personal brand and education, diving into mentors. But it only started from me raising the rates. That's when I started like really becoming, the brand like that. Yeah.
Why do you like that? Give me an insight on just people when it comes to personal brands, like personal branding, like what is like the things that people get messed up or mess up, I should say, when it comes to personal branding, when they're working on personal brand?
I mean, I think
what's the mistakes?
It's a lot of things, man. I think, one, like people don't understand that we buy from people. We got to trust them, right? That's the main thing. If we look at how we consume, if we think about Nike, who do we think about when we think about Nike?
Jordan.
Okay. What if we say Skims?
Kim K.
There's so many different examples of people that remind us of the brand, but in the creative space, we do it backwards.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like,
that's
because
game right there.
We're painting and we're editing and we're doing all these things and then we're getting praise for these things. It's like, well, wait a minute. They liked what I'm doing, not me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's what people get wrong with personal brand. If we just reverse engineer how we consume and how we buy things, it's usually, if you have a Tesla, that's Elon Musk, but like, that's a whole
facts. That's a whole other strategy.
That's a whole other strategy.
Yeah.
But that's where the personal brand comes in. And people are afraid to do that when you can just take pictures and get paid by doing that without showing yourself. But then when you think about longevity, you think about impact, you think about, trust, you know what I mean? I think that's the biggest thing. That's a lot of places where people mess up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If there is the top, I'll say 2 or 3 methods to make money outside of photography, videography, right? As far as within that umbrella.
Yeah.
Like if I'm a person where I am a creative and I want to develop these streams of income underneath my brand, where do I go? Like what's the first thing outside of photo and video that I need to pour into and invest in?
If you're trying to make money as a creative outside of photo and video, I would say, that's a good question. Trying to make money outside of photo and video, it's outside of video, but or photography video, but I would say leverage your skill set within that, right? So it's still, I don't like going outside of my industry.
Yeah.
Right.
So what about YouTube? How about YouTube is one?
Okay.
No?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As far as YouTube, yeah. I thought like I was thinking big, like super big, but like no, like
not everybody's on your level yet, sir.
I'm like no. We stay 10 toes deep.
Yeah.
We don't leave. We just figure out how to we take the lemon and we squeeze it.
So we have the house right here, right?
We have the house,
but we're talking about the different rooms in the house.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So I would say YouTube. Just start documenting your process. Instagram. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Instagram is a little depressing for me. Like
it is.
Like
it is
I'll be
there.
honest, bro. It gets to me sometimes, bro. A lot of times.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
All that damn hard work and then like you're literally getting only like 1% of like the algorithm, if that makes sense.
Not even just that, man. I just think when you're trying to build something and just depending on where you're at in your life, you know what I'm saying, where you are in your journey, just like consuming so much and seeing what other people are doing, can really kind of like throw you off a little bit. But yeah, going back to YouTube, I would just document the process, start showing behind the scenes. You know what I mean? You're trying to make money as a creative, just start documenting your process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then poll your audience. I always poll my audience. I was doing that a lot. I kind of slowed down a little bit, but ask them what they want to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then from there, you'll start.
Yeah, because they're following you for a reason, but that doesn't mean that you know that reason.
Exactly. Yeah, I be telling you that all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
facts.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, make it personal. With my personal brand, 6'11", I could definitely talk. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely convince people, and people just feel like they want to gravitate towards me. So
Yeah.
now I'm utilizing that as far as like definitely to try to attract those those people. Did we get into like why you created become the brand? Did we get into that or no?
I felt like I did touch
You
on
did? Okay,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I
Alright,
did
cool.
good. Just saying,
Okay.
like, I was doing it subconsciously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was
Good.
saying, like,
Okay.
even from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's dive more into that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So now about to, moving to LA,
Mhm.
and now you're in like not necessarily new territory because you've been there before, but as far as living there, you are in new territory. How does being in a new territory is so like how does that impact a new venture that you're actually doing right now, which is becoming a brand? Like how important is to actually develop it there or a new territory, not just LA, but but not to be in Miami where you've been for years.
Yeah, I think it's super powerful. I think a lot of times I tell myself I was going against the grain. I had a chip on my shoulder trying to prove all these things to people that you can make it in Miami. I did a really great job here. I am looking forward to that moment of like, wow, like this is what I didn't have access to. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm creative, but I kind of need to be immersed and I need to be in it
Yeah.
to pull it out because when stuff gets slow, I'm gonna just turn into a businessman. You know what I mean? Like, all right, cool. Let's start a Shopify store. Let's make some money. Let's start YouTube digital products. And I feel like if I was in LA first, I probably wouldn't have been like that. But now, adding this business skill set that I have and the creative side now, and getting access to locations, the community, the pillars, doing more speaking engagements, diving into the community, and leveraging just that energy, I think is powerful now. And it's like, what better time now? Like,
Yeah.
it's not going to be easy, but I've acquired so much knowledge and resources where it's
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's a good time.
So let's dive into, I guess, like what exactly is in like your new model when it comes to, so if I'm signing up for your mentorship, right?
Yeah.
Like, what does it entail? What am I going to be getting as well too, other than community and everything else too? But as far as, like,
So
talk
I think
about the process.
I think that the first thing is mindset.
Okay.
Right? Breaking beliefs and helping you understand what you really want is freedom, right? And that's the first step, right? You think you want more clients, but at some point, let's give you 100 clients. What are you gonna do with that, right? So it's teaching you the mindset, but first and foremost, understanding what you really want is leverage, so that you can do things that you want to do on your time, live the life that you want, and make money. And then from there, we go into the frameworks. The positioning is important. Right. In order to build that freedom, you need to be in position, whether that's knowing your niche, what you stand for, the people that you want to attract. Right. And then from there, we say, well, how do we start implementing this through strategy? Right. So then we talk about the platforms and stuff like that. And then from there, now it's time to execute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's just the whole thing we take them through. And
do you think that there is such a thing as sharing too much? Not with value, because me, I'm always about 100% giving value, and also you sell the implementation. I'm talking about with your personal brand and who you are. Is there some type of like threshold?
I don't think there's. I don't. I mean,
of oversharing.
No, you just got to put a price on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess in that context, it would be kind of like yes, but I'm like 50-50 on it because at some point
I'm talking about your life though. I'm not necessarily. I'm talking about
Okay.
I'm talking like your life and like so for instance, like you're going through a breakup or like what I'm saying.
Well, see, this is what I'm actually learning how to do now.
Okay. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So that's what I'm actually excited for in this journey in LA too. Be able to like storytelling. You know what I mean? Shout out to one of my very first mentors, Tom Noski, really dope personal branding guy, and he talks about like contrast. Right.
Okay.
And he compares it to a movie,
Okay.
like saying how like nobody's cheering for the guy that like the bad guy that's always had everything and this and that. It's always the underdog story that people relate to. You know what I mean? The person that went through the mud and then you're waiting to the end and oh my gosh, we're so happy. Cheers. You know what I mean? So I'm learning how to tell that story. And so as far as you don't want to jeopardize your brand, you don't want to make it a pity party, but I take fault for this. I've only shown everybody that follows me the good stuff.
Yeah, the glitz and the glam,
That
you know what I'm
only,
saying?
like, but
Serena,
it
you know what I'm
only
saying?
makes it
Yeah.
seem they can't. Somebody out there is probably like, this isn't real, right?
That's that.
I have to
damn.
reverse engineer how I feel when I see somebody that always wins.
Yeah.
But first of all, no one always wins. Like,
You really do believe like that was like the persona that like you made, that like you've 100% always won?
I mean, this is the persona I have in my head.
Okay, yeah. And
You
if it's
know?
in your head, then it's like, you know, it's out there because, you know, what we believe is what we see.
I know I haven't shown enough contrast in my journey. I know that's for sure.
Yeah, facts.
Right? Like, they see the YouTube, they don't know I needed to start the YouTube.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
But it just kind of worked out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's just crazy how it worked out. Like, okay, I need more clients. I don't have enough clients. Let me start a YouTube channel, see what happens. Now it's just like, oh, he has 700,000, he's flexing. No, I needed money.
Yeah.
So I started YouTube.
Yeah.
But then YouTube gave me leverage to be able to shoot less, niche down, charge higher. It was just like a snowball effect.
Yeah, the YouTube channel really put you in position to basically put your flag down as far as what your value is, and people always constantly see you and see what the quality of work that you have, and then you can kind of pick and choose who you actually want to work with because, like, again, farming.
Yeah.
This is literally the common denominator of this damn episode, farming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was good. But then it's like when you come from a place of, I guess, I think that's what you have to talk about, honestly. Like, people don't really know that like, it's not like you just wanted to start a YouTube.
Yeah, they don't know that, bro. They don't
We
know
had
that.
to figure this shit out because if we didn't, we were about to be under a bridge.
Had to figure it out.
Like,
I was capped at 100K. So I'm like,
yeah.
man, can I make more than 100K in photography? It's cool. So, okay, let me learn credit. And I learned credit, then I got the studio. So for me, I haven't shown enough contrast in my story, you know, but I didn't learn that through investing in mentors, right? Like, and then reverse engineering how I feel when I see somebody always winning. Nobody like, bro, you ain't been through nothing? All right, I'm checking out of here. I'm out. You know what I mean? So, so now there's more to my story, but it's tough when you're in it. You know what I mean? It's like, do I say this? You know what I mean? Like,
or when do you say that?
Or when do I say it? When do I say it?
Is there a bad time for you to say it?
It's not. We think it is, though. We think it is. Because every time, even I see a creative online that's saying whatever he's saying, hey, man, work's a little bit slow right now.
Yeah.
That's the positive trust. Now, the person that's doing it probably don't even feel like it. That's another deposit of trust. He's like, hey, man, I'm going to be real with you. Like, work's kind of slow. But it's Instagram. Like, why would we ever say work's slow? Or, you know what I mean?
You know what? And then here's another thing too, man, which I'm very proud of you on because we're having a vulnerable conversation. This is a big, big contrast to back in the day, booked and busy.
But let's go there.
Okay, please.
It was hard for me too because I created a brand called Paid Bookings Only. So I felt trapped a little bit where it's like they think I'm always lit. You know what I'm saying? So it was tough too. So yeah, like having such a strong brand, Paid Bookings Only, is almost like bulletproof. Like, that's Mr. Paid Bookings Only right there.
Yeah.
Right.
So you say right now how you feel like you're 8 right now, right? And then you're about to transition and also move to, like, you know, a great new city, great new state, right?
Yeah.
But the process of figuring out what you wanted to do and building this brand, how was your mental with that process?
I mean, the whole journey, or like recently?
Well,
I would say
all the above.
I would say in the beginning, it was higher. Now it's just more imposter syndrome than anything else.
Okay.
On the journey, like I hadn't achieved that much, so I was just like super hungry. And now it's like I don't want to lose what I have. Yeah. But then also knowing that I haven't told my story that much, in my mind, I'm like, man, they don't even know me. This is why we're doing this episode. You know what I'm saying? And so
how about this? And let's stay here. You say that people don't necessarily know you. So what exactly you want the audience and your audience to know right now that they don't know about?
I mean, first of all, I'm human. I've struggled just like every creative, every entrepreneur has struggled. You know what I mean? I just haven't told that part of the story. And so at least in the creative space, anything that you see me build was because of the struggle. It wasn't because I was lit. He's selling presets. Yeah, I need money.
yeah.
But
YouTube.
But
Yeah.
this is the thing, and I think it's good for me to say that because it's like you still have to have a good product. It's okay. We all need money though. You know what I'm saying? But like all of that pressure on me as far as like the pay bookings only. Here's another thing in the creative space. Like if you do any type of selling or personal branding, you're a cop out. This is a real thing, bro.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get okay. Why?
Because most people that sell digital products or coaching is because they couldn't make it as a creative. So I've been battling with myself of like, how long does the player or how long does the coach, I can't, how to say it, how long do I have to keep playing the game? Right? Because what else is there to prove? Yes, I want to sharpen the tool, right? But it's just like, I had 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But I shot Serena Williams. I built a personal brand. I got to use, but most photographers, when they don't achieve what they want, they go, that's the thing to do. And then you have people giving other like bad products out there.
Yeah.
So then I got to make sure my stuff is on point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, I do think a lot of people want to do it and don't because they died on the sword. They're like, I'm a photographer. I'm going to figure it out. And if they go broke, they're just going to figure it out. They're not going to step into the education. They're not going to step in that space.
I mean, it's the same thing for me, you know, like hospitality is very, very lucrative, but it's very, very seasonal as well. You know, this summer, you know, losing a couple of like really, really big clients, whatever, that usually come in throughout the summer, I had to really sit back and I'm like, I can literally make $50K in a weekend and not have any clients for the concierge within like maybe 2 or 3 months. Maybe I have some like, you know, little clients here and there, but not those big clients. And I'm like, this is not sustainable at all at the end of the day. And things like businesses at the end of the day, they need cash flow no matter what. And how the hell you can figure that out, that's on you. But, you know, one thing I'll say that I really admire about you is that like you were humble enough to really understand this and you actually made this pivot. I was actually humble enough to, because, you know, listen, you've known me since the live days we used to work there, right?
Yeah.
I private security, you know, had my security company and everything too. Then I got into concierge. Like I am known as that guy, as like, yo, like the luxury concierge host, like he's guy 1%, all that stuff. Now I'm in a space where, you know, it's like, you know what? I need something more sustainable. So I have to have a newer, or I guess shift a different type of identity for me to survive. You know what I'm saying?
That's okay.
And that's completely okay. It is what it is. Because at the end of the day, nobody cares. That's another thing. That's another thing too. Nobody fucking cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares, bro. Like you think that everybody cares, but that's in your brain.
We always do.
I think the interesting part is not that, well, you know what's interesting about like our brain? Our brain can never ever tell for what's not real and what is real.
No, right. That's powerful. Yeah.
Like,
because if it's up here, then
if it's up here, then it doesn't matter if it's real or not. It's up here.
Yeah.
So that's our reality at the end of the day. So it's like, you know, I had to, you know, like, you know, figure it out. And also too, it's okay to, you know, to try different things and it doesn't fail. Like sometimes you have to be in the journey within the journey.
Yeah. And we're always evolving, bro. We're always, I think, it just took me a while to get to this point, and I think I'm excited because now I'm going to be building in public. You know what I mean? Anything that I have working on, you're going to see it. You know what I mean? I think we should all be doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's tough when you're in it because you feel like nobody wants to see this. It's
like that moment when you are at that space where you're creating content and like you're trying to tell that story. That moment, did you get that gut feeling where it's like, I don't think I should share it? That's when you need to share it. That's when you need to share it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. Like, you know, with pictures and videos.
You make a video like an IG story, and you're like, oh, let me redo it. No,
it's already out.
That's the one you post.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's what I mean. If we're trying to build something powerful here, people got to relate to it, right? And so those are the videos that we got to post. The ones where like, oh, let me do it again, man. That's going up.
Do you think that us being vulnerable within the social media space has a tendency to affect our perception on masculinity?
Absolutely. I mean, bro, we built a provide, protect, and destroy, right? I mean, I didn't really learn this stuff if I didn't get into business, bro. Like, if I didn't take business, I wouldn't have learned this stuff.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't even been open. I'm like, bro, I'm not telling my story. I'm not being vulnerable. For what? You know what I mean? But it helps us out. It helps us out two ways, in business and for us, you know, like emotionally, you know what I mean? So it's definitely, it's a twofold thing, man. Like, you got to be vulnerable. You have to, you know what I mean? Like, you have to, certain parts of your story, you know, you got to share that, you know what I mean? Especially in business, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, especially in business.
Because that could be that, like, man, like we have a lot of like decoding we need to do as men in business, because we've always had that feel or that perception where no chicken armor, none, impenetrable, can't mess with me, right?
Yeah.
But it's like that chicken armor is like, oh wait, hold up, like you're different than everybody else. I can see that. You know what? I want to do business with them.
Yeah, I did. There was a shout out to ChatGPT again.
Shout out to ChatGPT. That's my friend.
That's my friend.
Yeah.
It told me I was trying to be vulnerable on a platform that is meant to distract you.
Oh boy!
So that's why I'm leaning towards.
So
my new funnel is like, I'm gonna focus on making long format content. I can actually tell my story and just repurpose it. Because a lot of times, like, we see all these other creators, you're like, man, I want to make content like him, and this the ADHD and I want to be vulnerable so they can believe me. They're not here for that.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm a you know what? We're being vulnerable right now. There's been times where like I did not post the things that I wanted to post because I just saw like your aesthetically pleasing type of like social media.
Oh, I thought you meant mine.
I'm talking about yours.
Oh,
yeah. And it's not like jealousy or envy or anything. It's like
I was too perfect, bro.
Dog, I
had some old friends, but they told me I couldn't do it to your level of doing it.
And that's the reason why I didn't do it.
It's
for real.
It's a little bit too much.
I've had so many ideas with like the carousels and like, you know, the wordings and everything too, and the posts I wanted to post. And I saw your shit and I'm like, why am I even doing this?
So it's like,
you know? So it's like, damn.
What were you getting ready to make? You getting ready to make a carousel, or you?
I wanted. So for instance, okay, full transparency. I have a post right now that is talking about the 7 best ways for you, the 7 ways to be your best self,
Got you.
I'm still on.
It's still in the draft.
I'm still in the draft. No, it's not even on draft.
Canva?
Basically, my editor's still like editing it because it's like it's not there yet. But it's like, because I'm like, I wanted to, damn, like, yo, like his positioning and also the design and all that stuff. The shit is fire. And I'm like, man, my best friend over here killing it. Fuck this shit, man.
I would have never known, man.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, I would have never.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not like jealousy or hate anything. It's just like, damn, like I want to like do something like that, but like I can't. Not that I can't, but it's just like I'm not there yet, or it just can't really happen at that moment. But you sharing this story right now is like, I'm gonna post it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not perfect, but it doesn't necessarily need to be perfect.
I ain't gonna hold you. I almost archived the post yesterday. Yeah.
Which one?
The one I think I was talking about. I would have to look. I forgot what I was talking about. I almost archived it.
Yeah. And then it's interesting because like our approaches in business and life is way different. Mm-hmm. Like you're like the level like, yo, shit gotta be perfect, shit gotta be it. And me, perfect, I'm like at times I'm like, yo, I just hit my head on the damn ceiling. I was like, yo,
been like that for
it's been like, I've been like that forever.
Polar opposites forever.
Yeah, you know. But then it's like in certain things, like as far as like the design and everything else too, I'm like, yo, I wanted to make it perfect, but like, you know what? I gotta like, you know, that's how we feed off of each other. Yeah. As far as like, you know, maybe I need to be a little bit more in detail, and maybe you just need to just throw shit on the wall to see what sticks. Yep. And I think that with the Become the Brand model, I think that's, you're strategic, but like, I think you have a little bit of a mix of like, all right, I'm gonna see what's gonna happen. I'm going to LA. Yeah. I got this brand. I got Paperbookers Only. I'm about to be mentoring. I'm about to show my process. This is something like I've never done before. Let's see what happens. Yeah,
and I'm keeping the first round super small and just get feedback. But this is just something I've been holding for a while. You know what I mean? Like, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, nah, definitely. Let's talk about the challenge. Did you have?
We talked about the challenge.
Okay, no. As far as like, do you have a date? Do you have like a?
So the open cart starts August 18th.
Okay, August 18th. Okay, good.
August 18th. Is
Okay,
open
good.
cart. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. Nice. And how long is it exactly?
5-day challenge.
5-day challenge.
5-day
Okay.
challenge, yeah.
Then after that, then people, if they want to sign up for the actual become the brand, and that's it. Okay, cool. All right. So, appreciate you, my bro.
Of course, right.
Yeah, man, it's been a fire ass conversation. So I have something that's called the last call.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you a variety of different words, and just give me the first thought that comes to your mind, and then we're gonna continue. All right.
All right, cool.
Miami.
Starting point.
Okay. Family.
Everything.
Your first ever photography gig.
Confused.
Confused.
I don't remember it.
Okay.
I had to be confused.
Okay. Fitness.
My life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Personal brand.
That's also my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Pay bookings only.
That is the movement.
Okay. Become the brand.
It's becoming. It's who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last one, and you can take as long as you want, Ronald Wayne. Ronald Wayne, I should say.
Living in purpose and leading by example.
Fire, bro. Fire. Bro, you my dog, man. You my dog. You my dog. I really appreciate you, man. Definitely, man. Love you too, man. If you can look at this camera right here and just give some shout outs, some plugs where people can find you, your challenge and, flow.
Guys, we just wrapped up a crazy episode with Combos with Bishop. We talked about personal branding, how to stand out, owning your niche, becoming the brand, and stay tuned. And if you guys are interested in my 5-day challenge, we should have a link in the bio. So stay tuned.
Well, man, appreciate you, man. Godspeed, man. Only the best.